Welcome back, guys. Today I got some Kemimoto mud flaps for the Riot Racer, and I want to take a minute and just show you guys just how easy it is to install them. Alright guys, what you get in the box is you get your 4 mud flaps, you get some hardware, and you get some instructions with nice colorful pictures. Makes it super easy to install. Some tools you're going to need is a 10mm socket, a 4mm Allen, and a T40 Torx bit. You will need either 2 ratchets or a wrench, because you will have to secure a nut, as well as a flathead and a Phillips head screwdriver. When you first go to install your front mud flap, make sure you get the mud flap underneath the tabs, part of the OEM fender. And then what I recommend is just kind of tapping up on this, making sure that it's seated up as high as it can go. And then make sure that this is all lined up and sitting good with the contours of the fender. Then, just as in the instructions, you'll put your screws, and then there's 2 at the bottom in between the contour lines, middle and top, and then right above it you got 2 more, and then 1 in this corner over here. When you're done, it should look something like this. Pretty sturdy. Okay, now for the rear mud flap, you're going to remove this bolt right here, which is the T40 Torx, and you're going to get your L bracket, and you're going to put the U-nut on it with the nut side facing to the front of the vehicle. Once you get that bolt out, you're going to slide this in with the bracket facing towards the engine. Alright, bracket should look like this. It's installed, the U-nut is on, and the L bracket is facing towards the engine. Next, you want to get your flathead screwdriver and take out this body clip right here. Now the instructions have you remove this one as well. However, the hardware isn't quite long enough to reach through there, so we're just going to leave that one for now. Now in the instructions, it has you using a bolt with 2 washers and a lock nut for the lower hole, and the U-nut would be going into that middle hole, which we're not going to use. So I'm just going to use the U-nut for the bottom, and if it strips out or whatever, then I'll go ahead and use that lock nut. But for now, I'm going to use the U-nut, 2 bolts with washers, and 2 self-tapping screws to mount the rear flap. Next, we're going to take the U-nut, we're going to pull the panel back so we can get that nut onto the body, and make sure when you do it that the holes line up. Once you have these 2 lower bolts tightened, then what you're going to do is you're going to come to the upper fender, you're going to lift up on it, and you're going to stick this back corner under that. And you're going to take your self-tapping screws, start over here, making sure that your flap is fully seated. You can have somebody help you, or you can hold it, and you're going to drive a self-tapping screw in this flat portion, and the second one's going to go in this lower flat portion. Just be careful with this back one, because there's not a whole lot of meat. There's enough. You just got to be careful, and also ensuring that you don't come too far out where you're going to expose the screw from this lower panel, because then it'd just be ugly. Okay, so for this rear bolt, you can see I went a little bit more inboard, so that way I didn't come through that lower panel. And then as for this other bolt, it's pretty much centered. And then lastly, just don't forget to tighten up your T40 Torx, and then it's all be complete. Now, one thing, again, we didn't use that middle hole, so if you wanted to, you can remove that body clip, get some longer hardware, and use the washers and nut from the kit, and it'll help suck that together a little better. And I probably will do that later, but just didn't have the hardware at this time. So there we are with the Kemimoto mud flaps. Well guys, that wraps it up for the Kemimoto mud flap install. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can get a set. Hopefully next time we go out we don't see too much mud. Now that we've got those installed, as well as the Kemimoto lower doors, which I'll leave a link in the description as well. I'll leave a link up here for the install lower doors. Hope you guys liked the video. Hit like, subscribe. I'll see you next time.